Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Mrs. Lorenz in our chemistry lab. Today we are going to be doing a lab, tomorrow we're going to be doing a lab that has three parts. The first part is part A, and this is going to be with sodium chloride and water. The second part is with part B, and that's going to be with magnesium metal and hydrochloric acid. The third part is going to be over on the other side of the lab bench, which is right over here, and that is part C. So if you can see over here, part C, we have sodium chromate and barium nitrate as well as some test tubes. So if you look over in the lab right now, we have our materials out and ready to go. You have some beakers, some graduated cylinder, a test tube rack, and one setup of a Bunsen burner and a ring stand. When you get into the lab, you have to grab your Bunsen burner and your ring stand from underneath the cabinet. You know where that cabinet is. If you're looking at the lab right now, the cabinet is off in the bottom corner, right here. You get over to your station and you make sure you have what you need, then you can begin the lab. We do have 3 stations and they're off to your right. So here are the 3 stations with the materials. We do not have enough materials for every student in the lab, so that means that once your group is completed, you can take the materials and return them to their stations. Let's quickly review what you're going to be doing in each part of the lab. On your lab packet that I have here, we're going to start with part A. So you can see that we have sodium chloride and water. Basically, you're taking your 250 ml beaker, and you need to add a very small amount, basically the size of your pinky finger, of salt to that beaker. Again, the location of the salt is going to be off on the right-hand side in the containers labeled salt. Then the next step, it states that you need to grab some water. You can use the faucets for the water, and you're going to use your 10 ml graduated cylinder to add only about 5 mLs of water. Again, your cylinder is part of your station, and it is right here, and you can fill that with water. The next step states to set up your ring stand. So the ring stand I have here, you make sure you have everything ready to go, a piece of wire gauze on top, and your Bunsen burner located underneath. When you have everything set up and ready to go, then you are going to add your mixture to the top of the ring stand. Make sure you wait until all of the liquid has been boiled off, and do not touch the beaker after you're done because it's going to be very, very hot. So that is the main concern in part A. Moving on to part B. Part B, we are using magnesium, metal, and hydrochloric acid. This is a very, very, very important safety issue. Hydrochloric acid will burn your skin if you get it on you. So I do have a box of gloves. If you look over there, there's a box of gloves. Whoever is handling the acid will need to be wearing gloves. So let's move on and make sure we have the materials we need. You're going to use a small piece of magnesium metal and put it inside of a test tube. You're going to then place some hydrochloric acid into the test tube and cover the mouth of the test tube with a small cork.